3, 2, Kapowie. Like Jaime says. Miggy, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you been?
How's it going?
Good. It's been, a good 20 years since I've seen you?
I was thinking 10, but 20, that's the right amount, right?
I think it's like 20 years. Because the last time I saw you was, I think, 6th grade.
Yeah. How old are you in 6th grade?
I think about 11 or 12.
Yeah. 6th grade. 20 years, dude.
I know.
20 years.
Is that crazy?
I can't even imagine like telling somebody, oh, like I haven't seen you in 20 years. That just blows my mind.
It's crazy because I think I found you one day on Instagram, or you found me, or I found you, and I was like, dude, is this Gilbert?
Yeah.
Is this, like, I haven't seen him in like years. And this is like, what, like 2 or 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, he was my best friend in 5th grade.
Yep.
It was so fun. We used to have we used to pretend to be Rocket Power. Do you remember that?
So funny that you bring that up because she was asking me if you had like a child. What was your question?
My question was like to heal your inner child, and like for your birthday, if you can have a birthday of like, just your childhood, what theme would it be?
And Rocket Power was my go-to. I was like, you know what? I would definitely have a Rocket Power
theme
birthday.
Party. That'd be fun, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I was trying to, and then he's like, don't do it.
Yeah, I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to bring back all the sorrow and all the heartbreak that I felt in the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
What would you do?
Man. Probably a TMNT one.
Oh, nice.
TMNT. I was really into TMNT or Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yeah.
But the actual like movie from Universal Studios or did they have a cartoon?
No, they had a book. The book is a little too intense for like a 5th grade child.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd do the movie. There's like certain things, But I think I'd go with Jurassic Park. Just seems a little bit more
nice.
Okay. All right. Well, mine wasn't too out of pocket, right? I mean,
no, your
Rocket Power.
That was cool.
I thought it was just the coolest thing because they like surfed, they played street hockey.
Dude, they lived on the beach basically.
They lived on the beach. They worked at like a little concession stand on the beach.
Yeah. Oh, they're who was the uncle's name?
Tito, something. We need to pull this up. For those of you watching, and we're going to try to give the best description that we can of Rocket Power. If you don't know it, shame on you if you don't know.
But staple to our youth.
Exactly.
Really,
dude, didn't we also played, we attempted to put a street hockey team together.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. It was serious. Like, we had,
I believe you.
We had, like, it was us two and then 3 other friends.
It was Jimmy,
Angel.
An Angel.
And there was another one. I can't remember who the other one was.
Was it? I just remember the 4 of us, dude.
Was it?
I think so.
Maybe I'm just like.
That was the uncle, right?
Yeah.
There we go. That's him.
He had the best like wisdom ever that I remember as a child, like listening to him. Like, dude, this guy's speaking like fire right now.
What, they live like on an island? They live like in Hawaii, no?
I think it was like based off Santa Monica.
Oh. Well, the uncle had I remember like a accent.
Yeah, he was Hawaiian, and I think the dad was married to his sister. I think that's what it was.
Uncle Tito. Right.
It was like all the brown kids and then the one white kid right here.
And that's who you were. You were freaking
that was
Squid.
You were
Squid.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought he was the coolest thing. I faked having asthma.
Did you really? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
To be like him. I wasn't wearing glasses back then.
No, I don't think so.
But
you manifested it.
I manifested the asthma, the crappy lungs.
I remember
glasses.
I don't know who said it, but someone said I was Regina for some reason.
What?
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but that's who I got, and I was like, all right, cool.
Well, whoa, you're who? The
Regina, the
woman,
girl.
The girl.
I don't know who said that.
Just like,
and I was just like, I'll just roll with it. We're kids, you know? And I was like, why do I have to be the girl? What? And then I remember being in lunch one time, and there was actually a girl named Regina in our class. Not our class, but like our graduating class or whatever. And the principal came up to like everybody. Oh, does anybody know who Regina is? And then I think you or Jimmy fucking pointed at me. And everybody's like, and he was like, no, not you. And I was like, okay.
That sounds like, but so like when I found you, I started looking for the other guys too. Like, and I found them for a brief period of time, like on Facebook. But then after that, like I just kind of lost contact or follow or whatever you do.
So I don't know where Jamie's at. That dude just like, I don't know where he went.
Skid Row.
I don't think so. He had too much going for him. He was a very very smart kid.
Athletic, basketball. Yeah. I remember, the last time I seen like what he was doing.
Do like a call out for him right here. Jimmy, if you're watching.
Jimmy Carter.
No, Jimmy Curran.
Oh, Curran. Jimmy Carter.
Look
like
right
the
into the camera and
just point Jimmy Curran. If I find
Jimmy Curran, I need to find you.
If you're watching this.
We're looking for you.
I ran into Angel. He actually did I think he did do a tattoo behind my ear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing tattoos.
That I remember, yeah. But I haven't talked to him either.
Really?
Yeah.
We should get our street hockey team back and together.
Start playing street hockey?
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing.
What? Dude.
No, it's tight.
But, I mean, if I had a Rocket Power birthday party, I need to put the team back together.
You have to.
All right, you guys got from here to Saturday.
I'll put on a purple wig, dude.
He'll be Regina. He's coming out of 20 years of retirement to be Regina from Rocket Power.
Just for your birthday. I'll do it.
Years and years of therapy. And he's gonna come out of it.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. So, Miggy, welcome, dude.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Welcome, man. I've been thinking about having you on for a while just to chat, and it's been 20 years. I keep on saying,
honestly, 10. Dude, I still feel like I'm still like in my 20s.
Right.
I just feel like I still just graduated high school. I get tired going up the stairs now. I'm like, oh my God, no. I can't go. Like, I am not 20 anymore. But my mind plays like the strict song. I don't even remember my own age sometimes.
Oh, see, look at, I'm not the only one. Okay, for the longest, for like this, because my birthday is coming up, and for the longest, I was telling everybody that I was going to turn 32 this year.
How old are you? No, wait, how old are you?
31. I'm going to be 31 on Saturday.
Yeah. Some like people come up to me and ask me, like, my friends, like, how old are you? I'm like, dude, I think I'm 30. I'm going to be 32. Like, I have to think about it. I literally have to do the math because I'm like, dude, in my mind, I'm still in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. I'm
just still in my 20s for some reason. And I'm 30. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel it.
Neither do I. I don't. But a lot of people say that. Just older people say that the 30s and 40s, like, of their youth or mid-youth, I guess you would say, is that our mid-adulthood were the best years.
Yeah, that's what I hear too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope so. I really hope so. I'm waiting for it to meet it. Because I had a blast in my 20s, man. I had a blast in my 20s. I'm having like a blast being a stepdad or being a dad to my stepson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a blast doing what I do.
Yeah.
So it still feels like I have a mentality of I don't want to say like I'm still like have a mentality of a 20-year-old, but like it hasn't hit me that I'm getting older.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just physically we're getting older, but like in our mind we still have our own, it's us, our identity of who we are. And that never gets old.
It doesn't.
I think we're still like youthful.
Yeah.
But I feel like my mentality in my 20s is not what my 30s is.
Yeah.
As much. Like now I appreciate like, staying home and reading a book, being with people. And before it was like, I'm going to get fucked up,
Yeah, no, I still get like fucked up. But like I don't get fucked up during the week.
Yeah,
Why
Before it
wait
was,
till like the weekend?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, no, but like you said, like it feels like this was like what'd you say, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
So imagine like you probably still feel like you're still 21.
Yeah.
So for you, it's probably you're probably thinking like, oh yeah, it was like 10 years ago.
It just blows my mind just to say, dude, I haven't seen you in 20 years.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Like I'm mentally telling my mouth not to say 20 years because that just sounds fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
I think it's rad that I know somebody for 20 years.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know my high school friends for like 10 years, 10 so years, 15 years, but nobody I've ever met has been like, oh, I've known you for like 20 years. I'm getting to the point in my age where I'm just like I like hanging out with people, but I think after like 32, then I'm starting getting irritated by people. Yeah.
Too, like I'm at that weird transition point where like, oh, like I like hanging out, but at a certain time I'm just like, okay, go home. Like I want to go to bed.
No, dude, I invite people over and I'm like, all right, by midnight you guys gotta leave.
There we go.
Like,
yeah,
just go out the door. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go to sleep. And it's not that I get irritated. It's just like I'm at the age where like I just don't care anymore. If people like get offended if I send them home, it's my house.
Yeah,
you gotta go. Like the party's over. I had my fun. It's time to leave. And they're like, oh, you always do that. I'm like, yeah, it's my house. Get out.
Get used to it. It's when you come over, just know that there's a time where you need to leave and you need to follow that time. That's it.
How about like your hangovers now?
Oh,
They're not your 20s hangovers, are they?
So the first hangover I actually remember getting was I was at 25. I was 25 years old.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And from like 20 to like 25, I drank like crazy. But at 25, I got my first hangover.
Really?
And now I know in order to avoid a hangover, I have to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
I haven't had one in about 3 years.
What were you drinking on your first hangover?
A lot of Jaeger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Even that.
That explains it.
Yeah. It was bad that night. And I bought the big bottle of Jaeger.
Naturally.
Yeah. And it was a party. I down half of it one night, half the other night.
Jeez.
It was a lot. I don't remember if I shared with people, but it was a lot. But the next morning, I just felt like a semi truck hit me. My head was just pounding. I drank water, and then I just puked it out, and that was it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go back to bed.
You didn't have to work the next day, did you?
That I remember? No.
No.
But it was bad.
The last hangover that I had on Jaeger, well, the first and probably one of the last was I didn't get the big bottle, but I was just drinking it straight. Everybody they were mixing it with stuff, but I'm the idiot that just drinks shit straight, and I was drinking it straight. I blacked out at the party. I remember, well, my friends were telling me that they were driving on the freeway and they had to stop over because I needed to take a shit.
You took a shit on the freeway?
That's what they said. Like, but I don't remember. Yeah. But what they were telling me, they're like, oh, you needed a pee, but you were telling everybody that you needed to take a shit.
Yeah,
so
you black out.
Yeah, so that happened, but I had to be at work at 7 a.m. the next day.
Oh.
So I went to work. Dude, I was still pretty gone when I went to work. And I was working at a department store and in the paint department. And I remember they had a counter right there, and it was Saturday. And on Saturdays, Saturdays, because I went out Friday night. On Saturdays, I was in charge of like putting up the little, stuff on the shelves.
Yeah.
And they had everything in a box by the paint counter. But what I remember is looking at the stuff inside, and then I fell asleep. So I fell asleep behind the paint counter, and I just remember waking up and being like, oh shit, like I'm at work.
How long were you out for?
I have no clue.
No one came up to you and like, no,
but it was like 8 a.m. Who comes to get paint at 8 a.m?
No, I'm talking about like your coworkers. Nobody else was
there.
there.
No,
dude.
No, because it was a big store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they pretty much left me alone at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, But I was still drunk, but like as the day progressed, like I was just super like I was feeling like shit. Customer would, hey, we need to get spray paint out of the counter, and I'm just like, I was so close to giving them the key and be like, okay, like here you go. I was running to the restroom like every 10-15 minutes just to go throw up. Yeah.
Did you ever like have water, like hold the water the next day after like, or the day you have a hangover, and then you just can't hold it down?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I hated that feeling.
Yeah.
That was like the worst, and just like puking water is like the worst.
Yeah, it's so your hangovers in your 20s are definitely different than your 30s.
Yeah, I don't want to be hungover in my 30s.
It's not fun.
It's not fun, especially when you have kids and like. I tell my friends like I don't go drinking out during the weekend. I've done this since I got out of barbering school, like 2015, 16.
And then also your memory goes.
Yeah, dude. I remember a lot of things, and my girlfriend gets mad at me. It's like, oh, you remember that, but you don't remember that. But like, dude, honestly, sometimes it just passes me by.
Yeah, I have to write things down now. Like I don't have the mental capacity to remember things.
I don't know what I remember sometimes, and then it'll just like randomly pop up. I like go through my day and like, oh shit, I gotta go pick up milk today. You know, like, and this was like 2 days ago. I'm like, oh crap. But how was it? So I don't want to be hungover in my 30s at all.
Absolutely not.
It takes you like a lot of days to
I feel like it takes at least like 4 days at least for me, like 4 days to feel like myself again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially you have water and you have everything. You're puking your brains out. I puke and just I can't keep anything down.
No, I can't either. I don't like puking like that at all.
Are you like just like a or are you like a
I'm allowed.
Like it comes out of your nose type?
It doesn't come out of my nose. I'm just very loud when I puke. Just very loud. I sound like my dad when he pukes, and that's what I like. Every time I puke, I hear my dad puking in my head, and then it just makes me want to puke like more because I remember hearing him like puke in the bathroom when he was ever sick or anything.
Yeah,
would make me want to puke too. So I would hear him in my head as I'm puking, and I just like puke harder. It's like terrible.
It's the cycle.
Wait, Gil, so you left me in suspense. So did you take a shit on the side of the road?
Oh yeah,
because you said that you just had to pee, but you told them you had to take a shit, so you didn't tell.
I don't remember. I think it wasn't this time, but I think I just peed. I didn't take a dump on the side of the freeway. I think. I mean, it was what 10 years ago. Done.
We gotta investigate.
Yeah.
Get those friends to be on here and tell that story.
There we go. Do you remember? My question, did I take a dump on the side of the freeway?
Hey, 10 years ago, do you remember?
Right. But 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Do you remember that time when your dad kind of abducted me in the morning?
Well, you went willingly. I'm assuming because you ended up being at my house anyway.
How did that happen? Like, I was telling the story and I was just like, how was that okay? Like, how was that okay?
Tell us the story.
I
need both perspectives.
You go first and then I'll...
We went to the LA County Fair.
Okay.
Your family invited me and we went. And I think my mom or my dad said like, oh, have them home before midnight or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. It was a blast. It was fun. I think we got home like around 1 a.m. And the next morning we went on a Sunday. So the next morning was a Monday. And that Monday I was like, I don't want to go to school. Fuck that. Right? So I was like fighting with my mom and my dad, and they were like yelling at me and like, oh, we're going to take this or we're going to take your TV away. So I was like, whatever. I was like fucking crying. I was like, I don't want to go. And I go to sleep for maybe, it was like 6 a.m. till like 7. I get a knock on the door. And my dad's like, te traje tu amigo. Te traje tu amigo. And I was like, bro, what do you mean you brought my friend? Right?
Monday morning?
Monday freaking morning, dude. He's like banging on my door. Like, I brought your friend over so he could see you while you're like, you don't want to go to school and like cry. And I'm like, bro, really? And I don't know if you ever spoke of that the day after, but then he took you back to school and you actually went to school. I stayed home, like crying in my room of like embarrassment. Right? But I ended up going to school the next day. And I think that was the last time I actually like truly felt like, I think that was the point where like nothing else can embarrass me in my life. It was like crying while my friend's outside the door telling me to go to school. You know, I think that takes the cake of like shame and embarrassment away from like, that would take it away from anybody. Like your dad abducted you, like one of your best friends in fucking 5th grade, brought him to your house to tell you to go to school.
I did at that point. I was like,
Tell us.
I was
point.
but I was confused because
You don't speak Spanish.
I didn't.
You don't speak Spanish.
I didn't.
My dad does not speak English that well.
No, I just hold the communication breakdown barrier first of all, and
I don't think you ever met my dad before then either.
No.
How would you get in the truck?
And then I'm suspecting that it was a truck. Was it a truck? I don't know.
I don't even know where we're driving. I don't know. I have no idea.
I had no clue. I was like, he was like, come on. I was just like, okay.
But say it. Say what did he do?
What did I say? Entra en la truck or whatever. And I was just like, okay. Where we're going? He was like, oh, no, what did I say? Tus amigo Miguel or tu amigo Miguel?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's my friend. Come in the truck. Okay. Like how? Like at that point, like who was watching me?
Apparently, the teacher was supposed to watch you. No.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Were you already at school?
I was walking to school.
You were walking to school.
I was walking to school because I was at least so the community center in South El Monte was the midpoint, the midway point. That was the midway point to school, and that's where he picked me up. That's where he got me.
Wait, so your dad made it a point to go and look for your friend?
My dad made it a point to try to embarrass me to go to school, basically.
Oh my god, your dad fucking wins.
Dude. And like I said, I was
like, where am I going? Like, yeah, Miguel's my friend, but where is he?
Not in the car, dude.
I was like, you're going to take me to him? Like, I seen him last night. Are you looking for him too? Or do you need my help looking for him?
Dude, you got into a stranger's car.
Oh my god.
That didn't speak English. And
exactly.
I willingly went. I was like, okay.
Was my sister in the car there too or no?
I don't know.
Was it just you?
I think it was just your dad.
Dude, my dad's wild. He's a character.
That's fucking tight. He's gonna go look for your friend just to humiliate you.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And it worked. It worked because after that I was like, I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go out for a long time. I don't want to hang out with friends after school right now.
Oh my god.
That was great, dude. It was great, but we had a great time. LA County Fair, dude.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't remember much from that. I just remember my dad picked you up.
That stole the story, man. And then for a long time that was just like the thing, like, dude,
that's your party story.
Yeah, your dad abducted me.
I have never heard this story
I've got abducted.
Dude, my dad could have been on a fucking Amber Alert shit. Like for real.
That was when everybody was all the kids were getting abducted.
Yeah, dude. Every week was a new kid that got abducted, and my dad could have been on there.
He could have been on there. I could have been on like a milk carton in South El Monte. Have you seen this kid?
Like,
Gil's all sequestrado in your house.
He's like, what are you doing?
You're all hostage in the house eating cereal.
I'm waiting for you to go to school,
dude.
Dude, like, in South El Monte, I think the city itself is like a safer spot, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure somebody saw that.
In front of the community center?
In front of the community center. And there's houses in front of the community center. So I'm pretty sure some old little lady is like walking down the street or something, taking out her cats or whatever, her dogs. And she saw that happen.
Yeah.
And she didn't call the police? Like, you see a car like pick up a kid, like the first thing I'm gonna do is call the police. You know, there's like I want to know. I would like to know who else saw it.
Hey, it was the 90s.
No, it was the early 2000s.
2000s? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Everything went there.
It was the early 2000s.
That's right. Oh,
I remember,
man.
like
Amber Alert.
Amber Alert. 5th grade was cool though. 5th grade was actually one of my favorite like school years. At least for me.
I just remember being a dick. Like I just remembered, like our teacher was just like an easy target.
Yeah, he was
the easiest target.
Do you remember him playing "Oh Brother, Where Out Thou City" all the time?
No, no,
dude. Do you know you guys don't know that movie?
No, I pull it up. Let's see if we can hear it.
Wait, is that the Eddie Murphy one?
No. Just you know what? Type in "Soggy Bottom Boys." I feel like that song would like really jumpstart your memory right there.
No, the Eddie Murphy one you're talking about is "Life."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Life.
there we go.
I think it's the first one.
Yeah, right there, the first one, "Soggy Bottom Boys."
Yeah. I remember.
So like that song has been like a permanent like song in my head for like years after that, because every time we would like take a test, put our heads down.
Really?
He would play this album every time.
Do you remember why he would say that?
No, dude. I just remember him playing this album.
So what, you guys were taking tests?
Well, yeah, when it was like quiet reading time or taking a test, he would put this on.
What?
And not just like this song specifically, but the whole album.
He was like, everybody's done? Okay, no, we still got a couple of songs left.
Dude, but I remember him playing this all the time.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I have, no.
How old was he, the teacher?
Ooh, he was probably like he was 45.
He was an older dude.
He was an older dude, but
Yeah.
I feel like older dudes back then were still like younger. They just look older.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true, because I mean, the perspective of how old we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's probably like 45, 50.
Could be.
So.
Could be. Is that one of the three things that you remember him by? Or
No.
is there more? Because I only have one.
I remember he used to get like really upset. Are you thinking about the same thing?
I think so. Okay, you go first. Let's see if this is if it's the same thing.
Do you remember there was this very pale white kid, almost albino kid, Umberto? He
No.
sat in the back.
No, I don't.
That's my dad's name.
Really? Okay, so he was like, just this kid was a character by himself. Just the way he looked and just the way he acted. He was just like, he couldn't sit down. He just didn't want to pay attention. And I remember one day he fell asleep in class. Like Umberto fell asleep in class. And we were just getting rowdy with the teacher already. Like he was already on this fucking wit's end. And I remember, I forgot what we did, but he put everybody's head down and then he threw a fucking eraser.
Oh, that's right.
At that kid. Yeah, he threw an eraser at that kid.
It was an eraser.
The chalkboard erasers.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that now?
No, I don't.
All you hear is like, I don't know, he was going on some rant that we were just like being bad, and he was like upset, dude. Like truly upset. And like, why are you a teacher if like 5th graders get under your skin?
How does that happen? And he threw an eraser, the dry. Was it chalkboard or
it was a chalkboard eraser? And I feel like they're a little bit harder than like.
Yeah, they're heavy.
But this kid had fallen asleep in class, and he like flung it to the back, like to the back door, and it was just like a red door, and then you hear a pound, and then you can see like the chalk outline of the eraser, and we all just like we're like, what the fuck? Like I remember like you sat next to me, like not next to me, but like across from me.
Okay.
And I remember looking at you, and we're like, what the fuck, dude? And I think the year after he got fired. That was already at the end of the year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I stood long. I don't think I stood around long enough to witness that.
Dude, that was like the moment. Like maybe like as a class we shouldn't fuck around like that. Like I've never felt like a badass kid.
We're in 5th grade though. I mean, come on. I remember him pissing his pants.
I don't remember that.
No?
No. Oh, yes, I do. I do.
It was full on pee. Like, it was full on pee.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, there was girls in the class who were like, leave him alone. He that's not pee. And, like, he was just...
So how would it be?
I don't know. Like, it
Maybe he
looked
dropped
like...
his water, but I remember that. It was like a conversation. It was like, dude, did he piss his pants?
Yeah, it's the whole time. Like,
but he got up and he was wet, or he like was...
He, like, came back from... I'm pretty sure it was pee because that spot wasn't there when he came back. When we came back from, like, recess or something. I don't remember that. But I remember P. That's it.
I remember that.
He was the P teacher.
Maybe that was the same day where like everybody's just being fucking rowdy.
Probably. And he was just like, I fucking peed my pants. These kids this fucking kid Gilbert right here is fucking with us. And
dude,
yeah.
Oh man. I remember also, do you remember getting rubber bands and like skewers?
And skewers?
Yeah, like the sharp like skewers, like the
shish
like
kebab
spears.
ones?
Yeah, yeah. And like shooting at them at each other.
Where would we get skewers from? Where would we get?
I bought some, and
He's
I was
like,
like,
the carne asada we had.
yeah, I remember. I don't know what my idea was, but I'm like, dude, this is like little arrows, bows and arrows. And I remember bringing like rubber bands at home. Mm-hmm. I'm never gonna show this episode to my son because I don't want him to do this kind of stuff. But I remember getting a bunch of rubber bands, putting them in between, like one in between my fingers, like my thumb and my index, and then pulling it back and shooting the skewer at each other.
That's super dangerous.
Yeah, we did it like in the middle of class.
No wonder this fucking guy went nuts.
We got that teacher fired. Basically, pissed him off enough to do something ridiculous.
Think about yourself now. If your kid did shit like that, and you would lose your shit.
But
it was like 30 kids in one class.
But he was like very physical. I remember him not touching me like that, but aggressively. I remember he was pretty aggressive.
He was very aggressive. I remember him just like coming up to like our faces.
Yeah, he was up in there. He was one of those teachers.
But I wonder if that was a thing because I remember my 9th grade class, there was another kid that fell asleep and his forehead was like on the desk. Uh-huh. And the teacher, I remember his name was Mr. Morelli, and he was like really tall, lanky legs. And he went and he was like, wake up. He like yelled and the kid didn't wake up. And he went and he kicked the front of the desk. Like kicked it, like full on kicked it with like white man dad, sneakers. Power. Like I remember
New Balance,
and it hit the kid right in the nose, and it broke his nose.
Whoa!
Like right there while we were all there, and then everyone's like, "We're gonna sue you!" Everyone started yelling.
What grade was?
I was in 9th grade. I was in 9th grade. Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of, I don't think I ever saw Umberto after a couple of years either.
Mm-mm. Everybody just went to the psych ward.
This dude
after that class. But the teacher after, like, that was 5th, right? And then I remember the teacher after 6th. I mean, when I went to 6th grade, because after we just had one class together, right? Throughout the time
that was it. Yeah,
we were hanging
5th
out.
grade. Yeah,
and 6th grade it was totally different. But I was a handful in 6th grade. I remember like farting in class. The teacher, like me and the teacher were like in an argument or something, or she told me I was wrong on something, and I was just like giving her attitude after that, and then she was just like she was like, okay, whatever, and she like tripped a little bit, and I was like, see, that's what you get for telling me I'm wrong. Instant karma, bitch. No, but
I can see why she
was just like, she was like, really, like, she got so mad one day, like, she red in her face, she started crying, and she had to walk outside. Because of me.
Dude.
She was red. She was ready to punch me. Like, it was bad. Like, I'm like, at that point, I thought to myself, I was like, whoa, like self-reflection. I'm like,
what was her name?
I can't remember.
Jeez.
Don't.
I remember your teacher and my teacher in 6th grade were like best friends, and they were new teachers as well.
They were, right?
Yeah.
The other teacher was like short, scrawny, white lady.
Very mean.
Yeah.
I remember her being not mean, but like very like stern.
Yeah.
You know, and I think after the whole thing in 5th grade, I was like, I don't want to mess with teachers. Like I'm gonna let them teach.
No, that fueled me. I got one fired. I could get another one fired.
You went a different route than I did.
Jeez.
You totally went a different route than I did because I was like, dude, I just remember feeling really bad, like really bad in 5th grade, like terrible.
That was me.
Right?
I felt bad for the teachers.
Yeah, and now I tell my son like, hey, dude, you get he's in 5th grade now. Mm-hmm. He's in 5th grade now.
Okay.
And last year I told him, dude, imagine like you have to deal with your teacher has to deal with a bunch of kids. And he's like, oh, she's so mean. She's so mean. I'm like, dude, she has to deal with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
You know? And like, I try to tell him, like, just be nice. Try to be nice.
Kids
it's hard.
are kind of mean. I remember another teacher I had, he used to, he had gotten like polio. So he used to shake. And everything he wrote on the board would like be really shaky and everybody would like laugh at him. And one time he came out of the restroom and he had like the seat cover stuck in his butt. And one time he was like, you talk too much. And he sat me next to his desk. And I got to know him like the rest of the semester. And that's when I found out like he had gotten polio. And then his daughter was like this opera singer. And he was really cool. And I was just like, fuck, man. Like if only we knew who they really were. And then, you know, it makes a difference.
Yeah, because as kids we see just our own thing.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
And that's what I'm trying to like input into my son. It's like, dude, there's different things.
Right.
There's different views. There's different people are going through different things.
Absolutely.
You know? And my parents didn't tell me that shit.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
My parents never told me any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even back then, like with the 6th grade teacher, I was pretty heavily into church, and I would even talk to her about religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was strange. That was around the time like I was going to church a lot, and I'd ask her like, "Oh, what kind of church you go to?" Kind of trying to convert her or something in 6th grade, and I don't know, like it was weird because I still was like that weird like, kind of asshole kid.
Yeah.
But still talk about religion.
I'm like, Dad, imagine you didn't go to church.
Right? No, geez. But yeah, I can't remember her. I can see her face clearly. I remember her, the blonde hair, double chin.
Yeah.
Glossy lips.
I think her name was like Jennifer. I think her first name was Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my 6th grade teacher was Miss Marino.
Okay.
And they were always hanging out and being best friends.
Yeah.
And I think there was a rumor where some of the kids were like, oh, they're lesbians.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, we were fucking mean, dude. Like kids like, and it's funny now, but it's like, dude, I wouldn't want my kids to be like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. But I mean, I wasn't getting it. I think I was acting out because I don't know. I think about it now, and I'm just like, I was acting out just because that I was able to. I wasn't able to act out at home.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. Like I didn't. Maybe it was like I didn't get enough attention, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like I think that it has to be. Yeah. It has to be.
See, I didn't act out until like I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I would like smoke cigarettes and like smoke weed or whatever, go to shows. And my parents were like, all right, dude, like you're gonna fuck up. You know, like we're gonna be pissed at you, but you're gonna fuck up and like don't come to us if like you need help sometimes.
Right.
You know, my mom was caring, you know. Mm-hmm. So I got to like get it out of my system.
Yeah.
But like as a kid, I remember, like I said, 5th grade, all that stuff that happened really like struck with me. Mm-hmm. I was like, people have different lives than like what I have right now.
Damn. And that's it. It's not strange, but it just like being that age and just having that deep realization of life.
Yeah, I think what is it called? Like your consciousness is like something like that.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh shit. Well, like there's other people that matter than just me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but even I mean that at a young age, like having that realization is just that. I mean, you said it. Those specific events, they change your outlook on how you perceived other people.
Yeah,
that you live around, that you share this world with.
Yeah, dude. I I'm not saying I didn't do like other stuff during middle school, but I remember like there was another teacher that we had 8th grade. Her name was Miss Crunk.
Okay.
And all the kids were
Crunk?
Miss Crunk, yeah. And at that time, getting crunk was like the big thing, right?
It was. It was. I had fat farms.
So all these kids were like making fun of her name, you know, and she was like another like white lady.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad. And the only way I connected with her was because at that time I got into this country band, Big and Rich.
Okay.
And I told her, "Hey, do you want to borrow the CD? It sounds really good." And she was really into country, you know. And I was like, dude, like I felt bad. But then we had one period where like we broke her down. She cried in front of us, and she quit like the following year.
Dude, D&L Shively was a fucking badass in those years. Like,
yeah, and we were perceived to be like these like preppy kids too.
Really?
Yeah.
Against like the other school was like Ramona, right?
Ramona, Crans. They were all like the bad kid school and stuff like that, and we're over here like, oh, you guys are the preppy ones. I'm like, where?
No.
From where?
Yeah, we're preppy, but we're getting teachers fired. That's our prerogative.
They went through a bunch of teachers.
I mean, our basketball team may not be the greatest, but we have the best higher fire ratio turnover in this district.
Yeah, dude. It was wild.
Dude, just even back then. I mean, it's wild. After that, what high school did you end up going to?
I went to South Almani.
You went to South Almani?
Yeah. I went to South. I did my 4 years. Okay. It sounds like a prison, but
right. Did my time. Okay, cool.
What about you?
I went to so many schools after that. Like I started bouncing around. So from D&L Shively, I went to some middle school in Covina, West Covina area. And then from there, I went to I moved to Southgate. I went to middle school for like a week in Southgate. And the teachers wanted me to take a shower. And I was just like, whoa, I'm not going to get naked and take showers. That was a thing?
I never took a shower at school.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I just felt super, like I was shaking. Like it was weird. Like it was strange to me. He was like, no, you have to take, like everybody needs to strip down, take a shower. Then they couldn't go to their period. If you don't do that, like if they didn't see you with like a towel and in your, it was weird. Like if they didn't, you know where I'm getting with this. They're like, if you weren't butt ass naked with the towel to go take a shower, then you'd get in trouble.
Dude, I've never experienced that. I'm glad I never experienced that because I
it's traumatizing.
Yeah, dude.
You need to get naked. Like, come on. Like, really? Yeah. Yeah, and then there was a teacher right there had it passing out the towels too, and that was weird. What? Yeah. So what?
I thought that was only on like TV.
No.
Wow.
Southgate was creepy, but so what did I end up doing? I stripped down. That was the only one time, and I think that was the last time that I went to that school. I stripped down and I was covering myself. I went over and I grabbed a towel and I went back. I changed real quick and I just went through the towel on, wherever we were supposed to place the towels, and that was it. And then I went back to my aunt's house and I was like, fuck this school, dude. I'm not going. Like I told her.
Pulled you out?
No, like I just didn't go.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, no, you need to go to school. But I mean, she worked.
Yeah.
So
how would she know?
How would she know?
Yeah.
And I didn't go. I didn't go for like weeks. I didn't go for weeks, bro.
Damn.
And there was a point like the next school that I went to, they were gonna like hold me back. But
the school you went to before?
Yeah, no, after that. Oh, because they're like, no, you missed so much of this school year that what are you going to do?
Repeat it, basically.
Yeah, but I told them, like, that's not what I wanted to do. And they're like, okay, are you going to be able to make your grades? Yeah, I'll make them. I'll make them up. I made them up, so they weren't able to hold me back.
School?
This is middle school.
Damn, dude.
And then after that, because I was all eighth, and then mind you, moving school to school to school, this is all within like a year span.
Yeah.
So after that, high school, like after that, I moved back to Whittier, and then I just stayed in Whittier. I went to Whittier High, and then did that for a year as a freshman, and then sophomore I went to Cal High in Whittier, South Whittier. I did that for 3 years, and I got expelled a month before graduating. So I went to Lucerna.
Damn, what'd you get expelled for?
Being drunk in school. Yeah. And not drunk, but I had to go to the hospital. I got alcohol poisoning.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty harsh.
It sucked.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was a practicing veganism in my senior year in high school, and I don't know, I was walking on my way to school, and then there was these punk rocker dudes.
Yeah.
From, I forgot. You remember the cool thing? Oh, like you're from like a punk rock crew and everything.
Yeah.
And I was I was
too.
super heavy into psychobilly.
Yeah.
And I had the full on quiff, my jackets, everything. And then I would be walking, and then these fucking two punk guys popped over a fence, and they're like, "Hey, psycho!" And I was like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Hey, do you want a drink?" And I was just like, "What are you drinking on?" And they're like, "Oh, we're having some vodka. You want to come and hang out with us?" And I was like, "Sure." And again, stupid me, don't fucking chase anything with the vodka. And I was just drinking straight vodka. I remember texting a friend in my first period, and she was like, "Oh, like where are you? Like, we have this like fucking project that we got to work on. Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there." And then she kept on texting me, and then I remember looking at my phone, and then seeing what time it was, and I was like, "Hey guys, like I gotta go." So, and I remember taking a couple of steps, going out the gate, and I remember swinging the gate open.
Yeah.
And that was the last thing I remember. And I woke up in the hospital, looking at my feet. I was like, "Where the fuck are my shoes? Like, where's my socks?" And then I started looking around. I had the IV stuck in me. My aunts were sitting right there. They're like, "Are you in a gang?" Like that was the.
You're punk. You're in a gang.
That was their concern.
That was the first thing. They're like, "Are you in a gang? Like, where did you get all these tattoos?" And it was, I had. That's when, I have a web tattoo on my ankle, and I had the 3 dots.
Okay.
On my my elbow here. And that was their concern. I was like, "What are you talking about?" No, they're like, and then they found like all my cigarettes in my bag.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. And I woke up, and I remember I remember going back to sleep, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I this is not happening. So I went back to sleep, and then I remember waking up, and I was still pretty drunk.
Yeah. Did they pump your stomach?
And then they pumped, and then that's when my aunt was telling me all this stuff that they had to do. That I guess I stumbled through, and mind you, I was a senior, and I was a TA in the office.
Okay.
I helped with the office staff.
Yeah.
And so they knew me. So they knew I was kind of acting kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like I was like, "Oh, like I guess they were saying like I was mumbling," and then I passed out in the office. Like I fainted.
You just fainted?
In the office, and they called the ambulance. The ambulance had to come and pick me up. Took me straight to Presbyterian Hospital in Whittier, and they pumped my stomach because I had alcohol poisoning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and then I got expelled.
That's...
and then it's crazy.
Yeah. Can I like adjust myself for the group?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
My legs are falling asleep a little bit. Oh,
it's all good. Go for it.
And you can find the rest of the story on his next book. Just kidding.
Yeah. But that needs to be in a book.
That needs to be in a book. That's what I was like.
The abduction story.
Yeah.
How I get into strangers' cars.
I meet strangers, and they offer me a ride home to my friend's house and some booze.
Yeah. But yeah, just dumb decisions. I remember there was my aunt was taking me home, and she was just like, what do you have to say for yourself? And I was just like, can we go get some tacos?
Dude.
Can we go eat? I'm starving. You know?
Yeah.
But
I hate that question. People ask you like, "Whoa, what were you thinking?"
Yeah. Come on, dude. I was trying to get fucked up. I was trying to party, okay? That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to party. It was like at 7 in the morning.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
dude, day drinking's fun.
Morning drinking, dude. Breakfast of champions. But that was the first time. I mean, that wasn't the first time that's why it's so wild to me that you said that 25 years old, that was your first hangover. Like, my first hangover is when I was 12.
You were 12?
I was 12.
See, I didn't get into drinking until I was like 16.
Yeah.
But I smoked cigarettes since I was like 14.
Okay.
And like I did a bunch of I did stuff, you know, nothing crazy. But yeah, I remember maybe I was just young where I didn't know I was hungover.
Maybe.
You know, maybe they were just like, "Oh, I just have a headache."
Yeah.
But I didn't know the feeling.
Yeah, I was toasted for, I mean, after that I did, and then plus the feeling of just like, you know, that create that weird you know, somber feeling that you get when after being hungover. They just
it's like a surreal feeling of like being alive. Everything seems so like, I don't want to say mundane, but like it just seems off. Everything's just off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a pit in your stomach, and
Yeah.
So I recently, I haven't drank in a long time, and I drank, and I woke up the next day feeling like guilty, like this really ugly feeling, like I had done something, and I know that I didn't because I didn't black out or anything like that. So I kind of went and I did like my own research, and it was saying that when you drink, so it's like taking like all the like serotonin out of you.
Yeah.
So it your body is trying like so hard the next day to repair it, but it's so drained from the alcohol that's why you feel depressed. So instead of feeling like good or happy or anything, like you don't have serotonin. So your body's trying to produce it, and it's just like on overdrive, and that's why you're all stressed out and you feel all these things, and yeah, it's not fun.
That's something I never knew that.
Can you pull that up?
Yeah.
I need to see the facts. No,
I'm
dude.
not lying.
I told
It sounds right, but I just want to know that that's true. I mean,
my girlfriend's name is Jasmine. So I told Jasmine one day, she was like, "Oh, I'm like hungover." I'm like, "Dude, it's like the weirdest feeling. It's like you're alive, but you're not. It's like surreal. Your vision's like not there, but it's like it's not.
It's cloudy, like
it's a cloudy. Yeah,
it's cloud, like it's this weird haze.
Yeah, dude.
That you see.
Yeah, and like I told you before, like I don't drink during the week with my friends, and whenever they want to go out stuff, I'm like, dude, I got to be strict with work and stuff. And like I can't have that mindset when I go to work. You know, like it's on like, dude, I can't get drunk on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know, I have to be up on Wednesday and like cut hair. I got to put a blade up to like somebody's head.
Yeah.
So there, look at the evidence.
Okay. So people also ask, why does alcohol make me more sad? Alcohol is a depressant which affects your brain's natural level of happiness chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. This means that although you will feel an initial boost the night before, the next day you will be deficient in these same chemicals, which may lead to feeling anxious, down, or depressed. Okay. So the more serotonin and dopamine it gives you, it also takes it away. Yeah. Over time. I mean, during that time. That's also the same thing with MDMA and ketamine and what's the other one? What's the other party one? MDMA and
there's a lot of party ones.
Ecstasy. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the same. It's the same thing for that.
I don't like the ecstasy. I tried it once and I was like, no, it's not for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I tried it a couple times and then a couple more times. And then the last time, I just push it, dude. I just push it way too much. The last time I had it was like 11 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I was constantly just getting pills. And I was giving them away.
Yeah.
Like I had to buy them for the party and just like give them away. But I had them in my pocket. And I didn't know how it worked. I was just fucking taking them. So I would just take them like every hour, taking them. And then that was the one of the last times, and the last experiences was probably like it was pretty cool. Like I went outside, but this was like at least five ecstasy pills deep.
Did you end up just having a bad trip?
No, like I went outside and it was great. Like I seen the sun was coming up, clouds were purple, and I was looking at the clouds in the sky, and I was like, wow, this is great. And this is probably the last time I'm gonna do it, because just like
feeling
I've already reached I was like, okay, this is great, and that was it. And then plus like the hour before, I like passed out in the restroom, and then I was already thinking, I was like, yeah, this is the last time I'm doing it anyway.
God, we need to put a damn helmet on you passing out all the time.
That's how you know you're living life, when you need to wear a helmet at just daily things.
God.
Right. Brain damage 101. So that was my 20 years.
That's cool.
Some of it. Some of it.
No, I've done stuff. So I've done booger sugar.
What the hell's that?
Cocaine.
Oh, really?
I've done it once or twice.
Okay.
And the second time, I think it was the second time, I was hanging out with my buddy, and we were just drinking, just doing that shit. I took like two key bumps, and that was it.
Booger sugar. I've never heard that. Yeah.
And like I did that, and then I just remember feeling like this isn't doing anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have friends that are like all hyped up and shit. I'm just like sitting there like sipping on my beer. I'm like, I want to go home. You know? Like same thing with like shrooms. I've done shrooms once, and I was very happy. But then the experience was great. It was really great. Everything felt like it was like my vision was filtered.
Okay.
Like,
tell me, I want to hear your experience on mushrooms.
Okay, so I had a handful. I remember having like a handful with like Skittles. It was good.
Oh, okay.
And then I remember like within 30 minutes, I just couldn't stop laughing at everything. Everything just seemed funny, and then it started to feel like a filter, like a yellowish filter, like almost like what's that? Like that yellow filter for the lights. That like I don't know what it's called.
Oh, like the cellophane, like that thing that you put over.
Yeah, so it started feeling like that. But I remember in my mind, I remember specifically saying like, this is what the 70s looked like. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But like it was a fun time. It was actually a fun time. But after that, I was like, I don't want to experience that again. You know? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to alcohol, I'll fucking drink. I'll drink.
Have you tried any other psychedelics besides mushrooms?
Nah, not really.
No? Just mushrooms?
Just shrooms. That's the farthest I've gone to anything like that.
Yeah, that's and you said you had a handful?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 little shrooms.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good trip.
Yeah?
Yeah. Would I do it again? Probably, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
There's just like I said, like I don't know.
Like you reach a certain point and you're just like, oh, it would be okay to experience that again, but I mean, most of the time, like you don't really need it. There's no dependency on it. There's nothing. You just get that experience, and yeah.
Other than drinking, dude, like I was really bad drinking in my 20s. Like I would day drink for days, and that's the only one thing. And then one day I was like, oh shit, well I can't do this anymore. You know, I can't continue to drink like this. Like I want to focus on my life.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're a rock star.
I try to be.
Tell me about that. I remember I seen your pictures because I heard the band name like a lot, like on flyers and stuff. And I remember even writing you. I'm like, dude, you guys are gonna play here. Like, are you gonna be there?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I want to go out, but tell me the band name. I forgot it.
It was Los 2x4s.
Okay.
And I started off with them. Like it was just a group of buddies after high school. We're like, oh, just play shows. It was a good run. It was a really good run. It was really fun. And then it started becoming like work, and I was like, this isn't fun anymore.
Really?
You know, but I felt like I was the one trying to like take reins over the band and be like everything.
I'm sorry. I googled Los 2x4s and then it showed Home Depot.
No, this was like 2009 to 2012 I was in the band.
Oh, it's like 2x4.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Yeah, so this is like
there we go.
This is after me. This is their stuff after me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
is it ska?
Yeah, it was a ska punk. I remember somebody saying like, "Oh, we were too ska for like the punk shows and too punk for the ska shows."
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're like in between there.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was really fun. A lot of weed.
How long were you playing for them for?
We played together. I was their drummer for about 3 years.
Okay.
From like 09 to 12. Just because like I had a girlfriend and like she became my full-time job.
Yeah.
You know?
They'll do that too.
Yeah, they do that. But yeah, at that time I was like, man, I it's either pick the band or pick the girl, and I was like, I want to go with the girl. Like, why not?
Yeah.
You know, she's with me.
Smart.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
smart man.
No. It was an experience.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't this girl that you have now.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
I played, so I did that, and then I ended up playing for another band, Conciencia Negra, which I think now they're called The Gritty End.
Oh, okay.
They're a ska punk band.
Okay.
And we played, I think it was either Skacore Invasion or Ska Wars. It's one of those, and that's actually where I met my current girlfriend that I should marry, that I should have married a long time ago, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
And I met her, and we've been together ever since. This was like 2015 or 16. I can't really remember like how long ago, but it's been a while.
Damn, that's a cool like love story, dude. Like I met your mother at Ska Wars,
Yeah.
right? They don't even have that around anymore. Do they?
I don't think they do.
The last one that I heard was in like all my ska and punk guys are fucking swinging the air at me right now, but I think it was the last one was in like 2018. I want to say that I remember. Can we look that up?
Did you guys ever go to the Allen Theater in Southgate? No,
Maybe.
either of you guys.
No, I after that me having to get naked to pass PE, I kind of
You hated Southgate.
stayed away from Southgate
Sorry.
at that point.
Dude, we would play shows at like shady like places, like real shady places, and like gangsters would like basically like take the money from us, and like we'll be like play the show or whatever, like whenever we'll go in. And I remember one time we had just finished a set and we left, and the next thing you know, like we're driving away, we just fucking hear gunshots coming from that place, from the house.
Shit.
Yeah, dude. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, it's fucking dip.
Damn.
And shit like that, dude. I think about that stuff now. I'm like, dude, I don't want to go to Southgate and like play a show anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to like, we used to play in Watts and Compton and all these places. And now I'm just like, even in the morning, like, I'm iffy to drive around there.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing bad.
Driving is fine, but not going in a stranger's backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. We would go in a lot of strangers' backyards.
Yeah.
And I had no sense of danger as like a mid-adult, I guess, like a 20-year-old.
You don't think about it. You
don't.
You're like fun.
You just do it. You just do. Your mind.
I wonder what it consists of. There has to be something.
Your mind is just on do mode.
Yeah, I think I've heard like, oh, you don't reach a peak in your life where like nothing is brand new. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get new experiences as when you were younger.
Oh, that's where.
That makes sense.
It's a good way to put it.
You know?
Yeah.
So like I did grow up like going to gigs,
but
not as much as like I was going to like when I was in my 20s.
Right.
You know, so I didn't experience a lot of stuff. I would go to a few gigs around the house and that was it, come home, whatever. But then playing them was something new. So I never had that sense of danger. I just want to go and play.
Yeah.
And then it started to be like, oh, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
How did you learn how to play, and where did you learn how to play? Because playing drums is, playing any type of instrument you can play, but to be really well, to be collaborative with other musicians, that takes a different type of person.
Yeah. I don't say it like do it well, but I like playing with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I like jamming out with them. I learned to play. I don't know if you remember this guy named Nicky. And like from school.
How do you remember everybody's name? I barely know your name.
I remember a lot of shit, and then I just can't remember some like newer stuff sometimes.
The only thing that I remember is you're Miggy and your dad abducted me. That's all I remember.
Yeah, dude. Like it was like Nikki. It was these metalhead guys.
Oh, okay.
Right, and we were all like in 8th grade, 7th grade, and I started hanging out with them because I was like getting into Pantera. And there was this guy named Nicky, and he was a drummer. And he one day we were like, "Oh, let's go hang out at my house," like at his house, and we did. And he was like, "Oh, like this, you want to play drums?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know how to play."
Mm-hmm.
So I just started jamming out, and then they started playing Pantera, and they started playing. I think it was the song 5 Minutes Alone, and that was the song that was like, "Dude, I really want to play drums." And after that, I begged my mom and my dad for drums. And I live in an apartment.
Yeah.
And I begged them for drums for like about a year. Up until like 8th grade. And then I finally got drums. My aunt helped me like buy drums. And I had them in my living room. I was just banging them away. And I would just watch. I would try to like read music. I already knew how to read music from like 4th grade.
We were in band together
Yeah,
too.
we were in band together. Yeah.
Yeah. That's now it's all coming back to me. You played baritone. Saxophone.
Yeah, tenor.
Yeah, you played tenor.
Yeah, so I knew the notes. I knew how to read music,
right.
and that was very helpful for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't do much in high school with like the band stuff. It just sat there for a while, and then it wasn't until after high school I had more time, and I started playing with my friends. We actually bullied one of my friends into playing bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's actually a really good bass player, but he loves guitar.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, dude, that's how I learned. I would spend like 2 hours in the garage. That
it gets addicting.
So hot.
It gets addicting.
It does.
You lose track of time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm like, I used to do these things where like time was not present.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's this thing about doing things for a certain amount of time, and it's healthy for your brain.
Yeah.
So like when you're doing something and just there's a phenomenon, I don't know what it's called, but when you do something and you lose track of time, there's a specific phenomenon. Can we look that up? Because I want to know that word. If there's a word for it, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's like very like it resets your mind a bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It clears you up. You just lose track of like everything around you.
Yeah.
Like very spiritual.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know? So yeah, I would spend hours in the garage, dude, and just wanting to play, and like it would get so hot.
I bet.
I parked my car in the garage now, and I'm like, oh fuck this, it's hot. I can't sit in the car right now. Yeah, I want to get out.
Yeah. And
we used to pack with the men. We used to pack.
Oh, you guys used to practice in the garage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We would get the cops called us constantly.
Really?
After a while, the cops were like, oh, you guys are getting better. You know? And we would pack like 6-7 people in the garage. And just jam out, be sweaty, be hot. And I'm like, dude, I can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the thing that I do, like I miss about like being young is like being able to do dumb shit. Just being able to do dumb shit and not have to worry about it.
True.
You know?
Yeah. What was the last dumb thing that you've done? The last dumb thing that you've done. I can remember like 20 off the top of my head right now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I didn't
think about was going to a bar with my friend and spending about $500 at a bar.
Jeez.
I've done that. Really?
Yeah.
$500? That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, we were just drinking. I think that was the last like dumb thing I've done. Without thinking.
Without thinking.
Yeah.
So do you still play like in a band or what?
No.
What's your 30-year-old?
I want to. I've actually like reached out to a few friends to start to see if they want to jam out. I'm just waiting. We're just waiting on time. Honestly, responses and time.
Responses, time. Everybody works.
You know,
they have their own thing. The family.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Everybody has kids. Everybody has their own their job that they like, and it's hard to get around with people. Like we tried to set this up last week. I'm like, hey, dude, I can't. I got to go to Legoland.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
He did. He really did.
I was like, oh, I got to go to Legoland.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I mean, like for myself, I think. Yeah, I think it was like the $500 at a bar that I spent.
Yeah.
Well, between 4 friends, so it wasn't too bad.
That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it was a lot at the time, and my drunk mind was like, "This is a lot of fucking money."
Yeah,
you know.
It was worth it. I think just dumb stuff, and that's not even dumb. I mean, I don't know. It could be, right? But you had a blast.
I had a blast.
You had an awesome fucking time.
Yeah, I haven't. Bet. Yeah, other than than that, dude, I really haven't tried not to do dumb stuff.
Yeah, I think now that we're in our 30s, that's the job. Like we're trying to minimize the amount of dumb stuff that we do.
Dude. Yeah, it is.
Mitigate, and that's half the battle.
You gotta double think the stuff you want to do,
right?
You know?
I know, and that's strange. It's just like you go through a decade worth of not thinking.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, exactly. You go you would jump off of out of a window if you could at your 20s just for fun.
Yeah,
you know, and now you're like, well, if I jump out this window, it's going to cost me a lot of money to repair. Money I don't have.
And I got to go to work tomorrow. I don't even know if my insurance is going to cover me falling out of a window.
Your back's going to be out for like a month.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now you're just like, I'm just going to use the door.
But the upside is the escalator is broken and the elevator is broken, and I don't want to walk down the stairs. So, I mean, jumping out the window is the next best thing.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think of.
I'll just stay in the house.
Right. Did you find that cerebral thing?
I didn't. I don't
know.
I don't know what to call it. What
just Google phenomena of I was gonna say missing time, but we're gonna get a whole bunch of UFO stuff. Phenomena of losing track of time. Google losing track of time phenomena. Okay. And we should get somewhere. And then after that, we drop some knowledge on peeps and we can close out for the evening. Phenomena. But I'm telling you, it's a real thing, and it has to be. Is that it? Chirophobic? Where? What phenomena? Yeah, phenomena. What does that say? Or that one's cool too. The psychology why we lose track of time. 1, 2, 3, 4th. One down. There we go. COVID-19. Have you got COVID?
No.
No?
I got the shots.
Don't get it.
I hope not.
Highly don't. I do not recommend it.
We had all our shots and we dodged dodged it for like over 2 years, and
damn,
it was not fun.
Yeah, it felt like the devil literally whooped out his dick and fucked me in my throat.
I had a sinus infection a month ago or so that stayed with me for almost a month. And I was like, dude, this sucks.
Oh, this is just losing track of quarantine time.
I feel like it's something that has to do with you're just doing something that you like, and it there's nothing else that it matters.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Just
we'll look it up, and for the next episode, we'll have an answer.
Right, but let us research. There's only so much we can do. Right, yeah. But I mean, that's all that matters. That you're doing something. It's relieving your stress. Yeah. You're doing something that you absolutely love, that you like, that you just lose track of time.
Yeah, you lose track of time, and I think it's such a beautiful thing. You sit there. I lose track of time when I play with Legos.
Really?
I build Legos with my son all the time.
Okay.
And it's like we can sit there for 2-3 hours, build a whole set, and it's like, dude, we just did this together, and we did not notice what time it is.
Yeah.
And it's a sense of accomplishment that comes at the end, you know. Just like with anything, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's like you focus so much that you want to you like it, you focus, and you want to feel that sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a win. I mean, and focusing on one thing for a certain amount of time, and then also that accomplishment with that work that you just put in makes it all the worthwhile.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Miguel, Miggy B.
Hey, what
Yes,
about
sir.
What?
his barber?
Oh, yeah.
Right now. We're
Oh.
gonna.
Sorry, I jumped in.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. If you wanna.
Yeah, I'm a barber in El Monte. I've been cutting for about 6-7 years, I believe. 6 years. I like to do fades. I like to do sick fades. We get a lot of people that come into the shop and like, oh, you guys do sick fades? I'm like, no, I just cut hair. That's all I do, you know. And if anybody hears this podcast and you sit through the end, I will give you $10 off.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
There we go.
And the password is sick fades. That's all you gotta say.
So they just show up and say sick fades?
Yep. They have to sit through the whole podcast to say it anyway.
There we go.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
see that semi-bald guy on top of the clipper ones?
Yeah.
That's my dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the man that abducted me 20 years ago.
He told you to get into his car.
I
His
went
truck.
willingly. He said your name, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's one of my best friends."
Does your dad remember the story?
Yeah, I tell him all the time. You know, it's a good party story. It's
Definitely.
a good, you know.
Thanks for giving me your perspective, because I don't think you probably told me, but in 20 years, I probably forgot. You know,
Yeah,
it's like Mr. Limburg. I forgot that he threw an eraser at some kid's head.
that was a wild ride.
This whole thing, but dude, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
This
Honestly.
was fun. We gotta do this again. We gotta
would
go
love
out.
to.
We gotta go out and have a beer, or we gotta do something.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Mind Buzz Podcast.
Bye, everyone. See you later on the next one.